Good morning all. So let's have a look and see what's happening today and what opportunities are sitting in the market at the moment. Okay, first things first though, of course the news, what events are going to affect us this morning. Well, Australian data is already out, a bit mixed in terms of the numbers there. Employment change didn't come quite up to what was expected, although the unemployment rate has fallen again at 4.1%, so relatively modest number there overall. Today, the rest of the numbers coming out here, US dollar and employment claims, that doesn't really work too much on a normal Thursday. I still scratch my head to why they have it highlighted as a red. And that's about it really. That's not to say we won't see bigger movement. Tomorrow's the bigger day when we get all the PMI data coming out there. So today a bit quieter, which leaves us to consider what we're going to do today. Yesterday was a relatively good day in the afternoon. And I've been saying this for a long time, the afternoons by far outweigh the mornings. The mornings you may as well just sit there on your hands and trade the afternoons if you can. And the good thing is, well, sometimes it's 1 o'clock-ish, but sometimes it's later morning, later afternoon, and it gives people an opportunity to get there to be doing something. I certainly find alerts working perfectly at the moment in terms of a lot of the things I'm looking at in the morning. I just put an alert on the system, either on here or my other systems, and wait, or just put a sell stops in or buy stops, and that does the job. Anyway, let's look at the euro dollar first and what's going on here. So yesterday, another sound day off there. Eventually, I mentioned this sort of slow descending movement yesterday. Well, it eventually went. Now again, I'd say eventually it did. When I was looking at 7 o'clock, it breaking down there. I said leave it for a little while, and it wasn't much. It didn't close too much into that 8 o'clock, and it then reversed for a little while, danced around, and it gave a sort of a different entry point here. Still, if you'd taken this one with the target, well, it could have been to the lows here or beyond. I mean, as it happened, it ran down to its S2. I didn't take this one, but it's looking this morning. Well, I say this morning. The thing I'm looking for today is a move into this pivot and see how it reacts. If we get something selling towards the later morning, perhaps even if it goes this morning, if it's clean, I'll take it and take the opportunity there. But I'm really looking for a continuation to the downside here. Overall bigger picture, we've got a bit of support obviously into the 34, and we could gain some support into that 50. It hasn't been approached yet, so it's something just to bear in mind. And when you're looking at the potential targets, there's the effectively the 4-hourly 200 there, just given the support. As I say, there's support sitting below that. Well, that 4-hourly 200 should be the daily 50, so a bit weird. Anyway, it does that on this charting software sometimes. Right, the pound. Okay, so the pound here, slightly weaker, same picture, same thing happening. Yesterday it was the afternoon it actually went. It took a while, all the morning I was waiting for the break of this low over here. Just didn't happen. It was looking like it was going to happen on the 7 o'clock bar, 8 o'clock bar. At one stage it started coming off and it was nice and red, but never really happened, and left it. And look, hey ho, in the afternoon, 1 o'clock, it started selling off there. Now I was looking at these lows, and that, well, off it went. Actually hit the S1. Today, same thing as the euro, really, just waiting to see what reaction it has. If it can catch into the pivot, great, and then look at a sell-off. So there's a couple of things there to look at, whichever one looks the best. The pound is soft. With our people in charge here, we're probably better off selling the pound a lot of the time. Right, the yen, well, it's up to, sorry, I'm just looking looking at it and thinking about what it's doing and forgetting to speak about it. There we go. So the yen coming to the underside of its monthly pivot there to sort of see how it reacts. It's had a bit of a reaction, an air kiss sort of to it at the moment. Don't overly like this to the long side, even though it should be to the long side. The reason I don't like it is because it's going back towards that territory where we could get intervention, and I don't really want to be in that sort of zone. But yesterday, if you were looking at what happened, this didn't get what I would have liked anyway. Didn't do it. It just went straight away here. I was looking for a breakout because it had been tapping on that for so long. I was just waiting for a breakout and a retest. And you could argue it had done it in these points here, but maybe if you really wanted to argue, you could have been into a trade around this sort of around about the 1 o'clock sort of zone, just after. But anyway, it has broken out of that tight range it was sitting in, but it's not my favourite. Aussie dollar, you're my favourite. So the Aussie dollar, yesterday, same sort of picture, and a lot of things happened here. Just not really doing a great deal. Very rangy, very mucky at the moment. The other pairs have got, to me, of more interest. If they start turning around and charging, well, the Aussie might just outperform them. So because it is outperforming them, it's holding on a little bit better than they are. We haven't got the same. I mean, no, it hasn't taken the lows out there. So really, it's just going a bit sideward here. Never like it when it goes sideward here, away from the highs. It's not particularly good either way. It's a bit of a throw of a coin then. US dollar CAD, if you're looking at these other majors, CAD's just pulling back at the moment, strengthening here. Just come back to the top side of the pivot there at the moment. Has got the faint trend since last week, pushing up here on the 4 hours. And well, yeah, it may, for me this would be too early if it even it does have a reaction here, to take a trade. It's too early. The Canadian dollar generally moves much better in the afternoon, full stop, whenever we are. Okay, so personally I'd hang in for that one. Other pairings, Euro Aussie, still messing along here, but doing the right thing in my book. Still selling off here, still slow as anything. You see it on the 4 hours, but it's going the right way, sitting there in the money. So yeah, it's, as I say, going the right way at the moment. Lower highs, it's not really got anything for today, but if you looked at this earlier in the week when I pointed it out, it was really on the 4 hourly I was liking. The idea is we took quite a bit of heat there, but gradually it's coming back down and continuing to the downside there. Right, okay, that's the currency pairs. As I say, the best for me, the best things to look at is that Euro and the Aussie. Now if they run through their pivots, just hang in there a little bit until the afternoon, see what's happening, but for sure the afternoon trades are so much safer. Aside of that then, in general, now that may all change at some stage, but for now let's just adapt to what the market's given us. So silver up 2% today. These have all been sliding all over the place here, but bit of happiness there yesterday in a sense, and it's my regression channel, basically the 2 standard deviation channel that's sort of sitting in there, is well, arguably providing support at the moment, but realistically it's probably this pivot of the weekly pivot that's the S1 there, just holding on to things at the moment. But short term it's looking a little bit more positive as we're going through now. A little bottoming out, high lows coming through, just as I say, just a tad more positive, not necessarily a charge to go buy. And gold, well, it's a bit flatter, not again, it's just on its average. Now in the bigger scheme of things, this is still trending to the upside, and that's really all I'm looking at there. Hold on to your gold. If you're if you've been buying physical gold or whatever else, this is still looking quite attractive on the bigger scheme. As I say, you've got higher lows coming through now yesterday, so a bit of a turning point there. Possibly we could get a bit more coming through on that. Right, there's the precious metals. Let's go look at the S&Ps. This a little bit more, for me, a little bit more sticky. It's sort of looking like it wants to turn. It's still relatively weak where it sits in this bigger, stronger trend. I say trend, it's lost it. If you look at this mass here, it's not really trending particularly well. And if you come out the time frames, he says, close that off. You see how choppy it is on a weekly basis at the moment, but still there, isn't it? But I just wonder at some stage, are we going to see a bit more of a correction the way it's lacking the oomph, or is it actually going to get some oomph come through? Bit messy there yesterday, did go off in the afternoon there, start moving up on the cash market open. It's high lows. It's sort of there, but these equity markets at the moment are a bit sticky. And the FTSE, well, yesterday all new all-time highs again there, pushing through 4 hourly, consolidating around those highs. There's only one place for this at the moment. It's a bit ugly. It's got quite ugly there, bitty, and goodness knows what's happened there. But maybe we've got more upside today. Just looking at this, if it came back to its daily pivot, it'd be good to see how it reacts to that, and maybe give us a buy opportunity. It's not all. I mean, some of this is moving sort of later in the day. This did actually go at 8 o'clock and break through these highs here. Didn't get back to the pivot, but just carried on pushing through yesterday. But sometimes you're still spending many hours of a flat market, so you just got to bear with it. The DAX comes to dailies here. Even that pushed up there yesterday, didn't deliver anything on the short side for me. I was sort of looking at it, and yet it in that early stage there. Where was it? It was earlier than that. Here we are, 7 o'clock. That's where I was talking, looking at it, looking to see if it did come back off to its pivot bit. No, R1 straight up. And today, well, possibly at some point it's into its pivot at the moment. Let's just see how it reacts. It's opening to the downside there, bouncing a little bit here. Just leave it for a while, see how it reacts. If it starts bouncing more significantly, judging by what's happening there and the joy out in those markets, this could be yet going off to head back towards the all-time highs. Right, I'll leave you there. Have a lovely day, and I will catch you. I won't catch you tomorrow morning. I'll catch you on Monday morning. So off tomorrow. So long weekend. So have a great time, great weekend. Bye for now.